process. You know, even before pastor starts doing whatever he has to do, calling you for meetings, how to initiate the church planting process. Amen. So some things quickly, I just want to quickly. So, number one, you know that, like you've known me now, I am crazy about the Jesus process, right? You know that. So, how did Jesus start things? Jesus, you know that Jesus chose leaders, right? Huh? Jesus chose leaders. Apart from Andrew and the other guy that his name was not mentioned. You know, when John the Baptist said, "Behold the Lamb of God," and they said, and those guys. So in a way, the first leaders, the first workers, the first laborers that Jesus had were sown into his life by John the Baptist. So sometimes there's really nothing wrong in asking for the seed of workers from church. Do you understand? For example, now if I want to do a work somewhere and I really want to do it, I don't want Water Assembly to do it, I can call Pastor Philip. Pastor, I'm going to Mozambique to do a church. Do you have any person there that you can give me? It's not every pastor you ask based on the Nigerian factor that will give you any person. Because the moment he hears that you are going there, he will quickly tell those people to start planning to start a church, even though they are not prepared for it. Do you understand? Well, the kind of movement we are into is the fact that pastor knows that he's not ready for Mozambique. I'm already going there, the place is open. Then he tells me, "Oh, I'll give you 1 week." And he goes into his records and discovers that he has about 10 people in Mozambique that he will tell me about. He can call them, he can talk to them, my friend is coming. So I'm talking about how to connect with people now. Sometimes it's not only just about fasting and praying. God, let your wind blow, bring people here. There are always people available. Like in the case of Jesus Christ, there were already some of John's disciples that somebody say that. You know what I'm trying to say? When Andrew met Peter, what did he tell Peter? Look for the place where, after they had stayed with Jesus overnight, then the next day Andrew met Peter, his brother. What organic kind they tell him? Huh? Why will he tell him we have found the Messiah? Why? Because that has been a topic of discussion. There were people that were under Judaism. Peter and Andrew were not unbelievers. In a sense, Christianity had not started, right? But they were active people in the faith of the Jews, right? There were people who have read the prophets and were expecting the arrival of the Messiah. That was why Andrew could meet him and tell him, you know that thing we've been talking about? I slept in somebody's house yesterday. That guy is the Messiah. Peter said, how do you know? Even Master, John the Baptist, was the one that told us about it. So, concerning any vision that you want to express and carry out in a city, there are already people who are already talking about it. They've been praying and expecting your kind of ministry. Somebody will have to connect with them. Do you understand what I'm talking about? So when you know about them, you can easily go to them and tell them, look, I heard you've been talking about this. This is what we are here to do. Do you think you would like to be part of it? Does that make sense? So, Jesus chose people. He also asked for people. Amen. Did you get that? Jesus picked those that were overlooked. When it comes to church planting effort, sometimes the people that you overlook in the church may usually be the people that are ready for it. Jesus passed on those trained by tradition. Jesus did not walk with Pharisees. Andrew, he walked with him because even though they were in the old tradition, they were already talking about the new. Jesus was very intentional in his training process. That is where I want to focus on. Jesus was very, very intentional in his training process. This is what Jesus did. This is what you can begin to do. Pastor Benga is in Victoria Island. Pastor Chooks is in Warri. Pastor Biodun is in Ikeja. Pastor Pastor Tony is in Abuja. All right? Yeah, we have people all over like that. You are already in a place. Like I said, the work of multiplication is not a work of Vision House. It's a work of every assembly of one assembly, right? So when you go back, there are certain things you can begin to do immediately. If you are not pastoring right now, and you think that God is going to use you in some of these things, there are things you can begin to do. Now, this is what Jesus did in his own case. Jesus saw people Jesus saw what God can do through people and told them about it. I will explain that. I'm pastoring a church of 50 people in Ikeja, and I have students, I have workers, I have, if you are somebody who prays more for your people more than you pray for your message, God will show you things about your people. Like I said yesterday, many of us pray more for our messages than we pray for the people. But somebody who prays for the people, God will tell you things about them. And what God will show you about them is not what they are doing now, it's their potential, right? Because a good church planter is somebody who sees potential. So even though you see, you have to be able to, you tell them about what God can do with them. You address their potential. So for example, Pastor Biodun is a member of my congregation. I might have seen something in him that he has not even seen. So I'm going to call him and tell him that this is what I see about you. And I know that God is going to do that. In most of the times, he will not agree with me. Or he will just shake his head. Because at that time, he doesn't see himself as being able to do what I have just said. But that was how Jesus recruited people. For example, how did he call the rest of his disciples? What did he tell them? What did he tell them? And do what?
I will make you.
Follow me.
I will
He
make
didn't
you.
just say follow me, right?
No.
He said follow me
And
and I will make you to be fishers of men. So from day one, he told them his intention. From day one, the intention was clear. When they say, Bartholomew, or any kind of chalk and they follow that man, the gay bar. They say, awesome, on a male fisher of men.
the real Igbo people are laughing at them. He said, he said, you're trying.
Okay. So do you get that? You know, you see, man of God, the strategy of Jesus is perfect. From day one, he told them, follow me. You know why? You know why? The why is this. People are not concerned about what you are asking them to do. People are concerned about why you are asking them to do. He's asking me to come. Why? Why is he leaving everybody and asking me to come? Am I the only one in the church? You understand that? People are always asking for why. And you will never fully get their attention until you give them the why. Why is very important. So Jesus knew that. Told them, follow me. And this is the reason, when you follow me, I'm going to make you fishers of men. So you can as well in your church tell people, call somebody and say, God has shown me something about you. From this time on, every time I'm going to pray for the sick, you are going to be following me. You understand that? Pastor, what can I do? You'll be following me to go pray for the sick. So you have already programmed the mind of the person. You understand? That is the Jesus process. Now, another thing Jesus did was, one day Jesus was asking, he said, who do people say that I am? One said, they say you are this, they say you are that, they say you are this, they say you are that. And Peter said, you are the Christ, the Son of the Most High God. And Jesus Christ said, flesh and blood has not told you that, but my Father has shown it to you. He said, you are Peter, and upon this rock I will build my church. Now people have different interpretations to it. Like I was talking about upon the confession, upon the word. Whether it is in confession or whatever, somebody made the confession. It was Peter that made the confession, right? And I will build my church. So in a way, Jesus used different styles to announce to Peter that you have a place in this kingdom. Told them. Another time, Jesus told the whole of the disciples, 12 of them, he said, in my kingdom, many people are going to be raised up. People like Pastor Philip Ibenijes will be raised up. Bishop this, Bishop that. They will do great work. Billy Graham. He said, but there are 12 seats. that is reserved for those of you, because you are the one that have borne with me by afflictions. There is a place that Billy Graham cannot stay. Even Paul cannot be there. This one is reserved for you first. Look, that is hope. That is hope. If they were not serious before, they will become serious. That's why Jesus was able to say to the Father, look, I have done everything I can do to give all the people you have given to me. But as I try reach God, as I try reach, the only one who I know feel safe are the son of perdition. But I have kept everyone through that word. Not just preaching, but through these same words. Because if Jesus tells you that there is a place in this ministry, nobody else can go there, you will really die for that ministry. Amen.